Hi, and welcome back to Life's Like This. There's a strange stage of parenthood that not a lot of people seem to talk about very much. Your children start leaving. Not dramatically. They're not disappearing from your life. They're doing exactly what you spent years hoping they would do. Growing up, becoming independent, building lives of their own. And you're proud of them. Really proud. But you may also find yourself standing in the grocery store one day, realizing you're still buying food for someone who doesn't live there anymore, or walking past a bedroom that suddenly stays suspiciously clean. And somewhere in the middle of all that pride, you realize, this is harder than I expected. For years, parenting shapes the rhythm of everyday life. There are school schedules, appointments, meals, rides, problems to solve, things to remember. Someone always needs something. And although that can be exhausting, it also becomes incredibly familiar. Then gradually, they need you differently. They make their own appointments. They have their own schedules. They solve problems without telling you about them until 3 weeks later. Sometimes they don't tell you at all, which is probably a sign that you did something right. But it can still feel strange. Because when a child leaves home, you're not only adjusting to their physical absence, you're adjusting to a change in your role. You're still their parent. That doesn't end. But the job description changes. And nobody really hands you the new one. For years, loving your children often meant doing things. Driving, cooking, helping, fixing, reminding, waiting up, checking that everyone got home. Suddenly, loving them sometimes means doing something much harder. Stepping back. Letting them make their own decisions. Letting them figure things out, trusting that they'll call when they need you. And resisting the urge to text, "Are you alive?" when what you really mean is, "I miss you." For single parents, this transition can have another layer. When you've spent years raising children largely on your own, the household may not have been built around a couple. The family unit was you and your kids. You were the adult carrying the responsibility. But they were also the people filling the house. The conversations, the routines, the noise, the jokes. The ordinary little moments that never seemed particularly important while they were happening. So when children begin leaving, the change can feel enormous. It isn't necessarily loneliness, and it isn't necessarily sadness. Sometimes it's simply the realization that a whole era of your life is changing. And here's the part I wish we talked about more. You can have completely contradictory feelings about it. You can miss them terribly and really enjoy just having the bathroom to yourself. You can feel emotional when you walk past their old bedroom and then discover that your grocery bill has become considerably less horrifying. You can worry about them and feel enormous relief when you realize you're no longer responsible for every detail of their lives. You can love having them come home and after a few days quietly remember that you had become rather fond of the peace and quiet. None of those feelings cancels out the others. Human beings are perfectly capable of feeling pride, loss, relief, excitement, and uncertainty at exactly the same time. Maybe that's why this stage can catch us off guard. We tend to think of life transitions as either good or bad, but some of the biggest ones are both. Your relationship with your children isn't disappearing. It's changing, and in some ways, something new is beginning. You get to meet the adults your children are becoming. Conversations change. They tell you things because they want to tell you, not because you happen to be standing in the kitchen when they get home. They begin building lives that belong to them, and slowly, you begin building a slightly different life too. There may be more time now, more quiet, more freedom, and at first, you may not even know what to do with it. That's okay. You spent years adjusting your life around other people. It may take a while to remember what you like doing when nobody else needs to be considered. That isn't the end of something meaningful. It's another stage of it. And if you're somewhere in the middle of this transition right now, and you're surprised by how strange it feels, you're certainly not the only one. You can be incredibly proud of the life your child is building, while still missing the person who used to sit next to you on the couch and binge Netflix, or cook with you, or bake, and sit down for meals together. You can love the life you have now and still miss the one you had before. Missing a stage of your life doesn't necessarily mean you want it back. Sometimes it just means it mattered. And maybe that's one of the strangest parts of watching your children grow up. You spend years teaching them tools for independence and how to spread their wings. And then you get to discover who all of you become next. Life's like this. See you next time.